Okay, so quesadilla. All right, so I saw something on YouTube that I didn't even click on that kind of just makes my eyes roll. This whole political debate, socialism and MAGA, and you know, I guess it's whatever you think socialism is. Like, hold on here. I think where was this? Fuck, I don't have all this. I got my shit organized. But is it this one? This one? Yeah. Okay. There. So I should have my show prep. Um. Yeah. If you look at this chart, you'll see where the U.S. stands, and so you've got. I wouldn't call Switzerland socialist necessarily, but I would say with Korea, and let's say Ireland. Suppose I proposed that we had their healthcare system. Now I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure that they don't have to sweat small health emergencies. I don't know. I don't live in those countries. But even then, I also would like to say this number is probably bullshit because we're probably closer to the average. Because you're not that far from, well, it's far enough. No, it depends on how you want to look at it. Split hairs or whatever. But if you look at it, we're in there, and if you count Obamacare, how much money, I'm going to get fucked so hard by Obamacare this year. I mean, having such a good year. It's going to be it's going to be fun. It's all fun and games until the tax bill comes. So then, it's going to be telling the missus, you got to set some money aside for tax time. It's going to be pretty bad. But, because we're like, this happened, it's fun, but, we didn't plan on that, so they fuck you over so hard. It's going to be yeah, I don't want to. I'm gonna have to look at it at some point. I'll just look at it next year. I can't do anything about it, right? So I'll look at it next year. This is the kind of, I do my taxes April 17th now. Get an extension or something, because I got to make sure I have all this shit together. But yeah, so let's go back to the socialism thing. It's what is socialism? I mean, we have Social Security, we have Medicare. I believe that was started in this era. Socialism already in place. We had guns and butter. We had Vietnam. This whole terrible shit, awful stuff. Then, does anything change during Reagan? What this is, by the way, is a chart of the national debt, which has not stopped growing. I mean, just not. I should have typed ultra, dude. Let's do it. Fuck it. Should say ultra MAGA. Well, I can't put it in the Biden timeline. That's not fair. I have to be fair to these guys. These Trumpers, but I was gonna type ultra MAGA, but that'd be pretty fun. I gotta find something. But anyway, you can see here Reagan, Cold War. That's his excuse, Clinton Clinton got in because the Cold War spending had dried up, and believe it or not, Poppy Bush, despite his shitty war that was pretty short, but still, wars suck. Period. I hate all especially just going to war for no fucking reason, dude. They lied. I hate that. It's all just, yeah. Anyway, what happened? Maybe he did try to get started to get the economy going. Maybe, yeah, and then maybe his son learned from it. I'm starting to see that because what happened with at this era, George H.W. Bush actually followed through on sort of a Republican promise to reduce military spending and cut back on the deficit once the Cold War had ended and the Soviet Union collapsed. And the thanks America gave him was they kicked him out of office because there was a recession, and everybody likes their free shit. So nobody was thinking clearly. It doesn't really matter. Was Bill Clinton I think Bill Clinton was probably a better choice anyway than George H.W. Bush. He still bombed places, though. I mean, all the Democrats like to tell you how peaceful it was in the 90s, but no, there was we didn't send troops a lot of places, but we were causing havoc around the world. But then anyway, yeah, he got to pretend he balanced the budget. It's a little bit. He did and he didn't, because you see, the government plays games with its accounting. Don't judge me. It's 3:00 or it's 5:00 in Minnesota, so I drink on Central Time. But yeah, and I'm off work today, so took another day off. I'm just too I know what I'm going to be doing when I get back, so I have to do it on the weekend, so I might as well just do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So then and that should be fine. They liked it. So yeah, Bill Clinton pretends to balance the budget. The economy gets a little shaky again. Everybody, this economy runs off deficit spending, and it's socialist as fuck, dude. It's socialist as fuck. This is the government emitting credit. This is modern monetary theory. This is what Piketty teaches. This is what all these fucking buffoons think, that they can just print money. And I guess they can. I guess they can say they can, because we keep spending it. But it's like, at what cost? Like, is this really a healthy? I think we could do a lot better than what we're doing. Our socialism is totally shitty. It's just like the worst of both worlds. Like, if you're gonna have no socialism and you're on your own, then have low taxes. But we still have plenty of taxes. I mean, we're in the lower end of the tax thing. But I would contend, I mean, they said they included the local taxes, but I don't know how they do that, because how do you keep track of everything California does to you? And by the way, well, I'll get there when we get to the T-Man. So yeah, we go, look, Mom, I balanced the budget. There's Bill Clinton, and he gets on that chalkboard. A year later, Bush is at it again, with another war. Yep, I mean, growing up, like, I mean, I guess I'm glad I didn't grow up in this era, but this era wasn't quite as bad. The wars were much more covert, much more Clinton-like. But I mean, like, being born like around here and like growing up, kind of turning 18 here, it's like all that you see in the newspapers is wars and wars and rumors of wars. Just, I mean, like, is this what life is? I mean, like, is it? I don't think it's like this in other countries. Like, your country's not at war all the time, Like, maybe they can, spend a little more money on things like transit systems and, whatever. Just anything but war. I mean, anything but war and something else I'll mention here in a minute. But we'll get there. But yeah, there's 3 countries I would only post-2020 world. There's only 3 countries I would consider living in, and that's this one, the United States, this one, the United Kingdom, which showed a lot better. They had a lot better policies. They're bad, just like everybody else, but it seemed like a lot better. Like, I would rather be in England than any other place, like, in that area, except for perhaps Sweden. Now, they have a fuck ton of taxes, and I never been there, but my neighbor is from Sweden. Or my neighbor's girlfriend is, anyway. And she, when 2020 happened, I was like going off. Like, April, let's say we're hanging out April 2020, and we're having a barbecue, defying the rules. And I'm like telling her all this stuff of what I think, and she's like, "You sound like us, Vede." So, yeah, she's like, they're very practical about it. They all got their whats anyway. But I mean, they didn't force it though. They didn't force it. It was all voluntary. People don't have to. It was like 80% complied or whatever. But they don't seem to have much mandates. And yeah, I could fly to like this country. I think if I just get a passport, I could just go if I wanted to fly. I could go to the UK, but there's not everything I wanted to see in the UK, or just music-wise anyway, was like 20 years ago. So 10 years ago. It was like before my time, really. Like, it was the early 90s. Just that was like when I wanted to be like, I'm glad I'm 10 years younger, but I wanted to be 10 years older so I could see that, and like kind of wish like I grew up with all the same souls and different bodies, the people that I like over there, but that didn't happen. Unless there's some kind of time travel thing. I don't know. But yeah, the whole music scene of the early 90s, like KLF and all that. That's why my handles make mine 99, because I love KLF. So yeah, okay, we got Bush's wars. Bush's wars just morph into Obama's wars, and everybody ignores it. Goes on and on. I mean, you got Obama droning, smoking weed and droning American citizens in other countries. Like, so isn't that cute? And of course, my fellow Dems, they just ignored that. And yeah, he's cool. He's just so nice. But yeah, right. I mean, come on. So, okay, then people get frustrated. Everybody knows things aren't quite right. The economy is like, yeah, all the numbers look okay, but people are just pissed. And this guy taps into that frustration, taps into it extremely well, hijacks the Republican. He's a Democrat. He hijacks the Republican Party. He is a Democrat, by the way. I mean, he is, dude. He's just like a business one. I mean, he did cut taxes, but, a Democrat, I mean, he was good at that. His tax cut was good, by the way. I supported that, except at what it did to blue states. It was kind of a troll, and it was adversarial. That was wrong, because it punishes people that live in, like, New York or California who work hard. And you can say, well, they can cut their tax. There's a whole argument about this, because it's like, should red states be subsidizing blue states' taxes, by, like, in other words, if we give tax breaks for local taxes at the federal level, then it encourages states to raise their taxes. It's just a big mess. Probably should have got. I mean, he's probably right to get rid of it. It's just, but it did. It was kind of funny watching a lot of Democrats. People who go like, I don't mind paying higher taxes, but then like Trump does something where they're paying more taxes, and they're like, he took away my tax break. It's just kind of funny. But yeah, and then so like Trump MAGA socialism. I mean, come on, guys, look at that. I mean, I kind of fucked up by putting that guy there. It was too funny, but it's really up exponentially. It's just gone up ever since. Like, it's at his horn now. It's just gone like, but some of it's Biden. So we're getting far enough away to where you can't blame Trump anymore for the inflation. Like, to me, it cuts off right around 2022, mid 2022 maybe the latest. But yeah, you can't blame Trump for what's going on anymore. I'll be honest. But this has just been a train of socialism going on and on and on and on and on. That's what I'm trying to say. That this is a good proxy for your socialism, because this is deficit spending is like what we get with socialism. Now, other countries, like, hold on here, let's see. Other countries actually tax enough to pay. I mean, I don't know how their deficits are. I think a lot of these countries are pretty much doing the same thing. Some, I don't know. But I know this one in particular, it's kind of funny, because people like to say Norway is the happiest place because they have all this socialism. Well, what they don't tell you is, that, I mean, you can figure it out. Norway has this thing called a sovereign wealth fund, and it comes from all this oil that they drill, and they spend the money on their people, and the people benefit from it. And I don't see a problem with that one bit. If the government can go out there and explore oil, sell it on the world market, and provide health care to their people, or make cool stuff, make things nice or whatever, make the streets pretty, or just fix the fucking streets, right? I mean, like the city took out my mailbox and I didn't have one for my mail was all fucked up for like 2 months. It was like, anyway, yeah, they finally replaced it, but they were paving the streets and they just fucking mowed past my mailbox. But it's probably for the better, because now we have a nice new one and there's a lot of mail thieves around here, so it's probably better. But yeah, I mean, like Japan has, like, what about like a tax? I think that would be okay. I mean, I'm not talking about having the policies, okay? I understand these countries. Like, I have a friend who lived in Japan. He's like, dude, they'll hang you for weed. You won't let me. I get it. Like, I don't want, just because I want, like, to emulate certain things about certain countries doesn't mean I want to live in them. That's not what that's about. But yeah, so this has just been a long train of socialism that's been going on and on and on both sides do it, and he wasn't any different. I mean, I don't understand. It's just frustrating. Like, he wasn't any different. I mean, he sounds different. The theater is great, but nothing. This doesn't lie, dude. This is source material. This is the Federal Reserve's website. I love going here for data whenever I get in an argument with people, because you can't get better than this. I mean, they publish the absolute best economic data you're going to find, and it's free, and you can use it as much as, I think you can use it however you want. Like, I think, find out, right? No, I see people using it all the time. So, yeah, and and plus it tells you a lot. I mean, they have so much data. They have, like, everything you ever wanted to know about your economy in the United States. Everything, and they drill down to different states. There's all kinds of different products they produce. So I'm not praising the Federal Reserve. I'm not a big fan of it. But, I mean, to their credit, this is fantastic stuff. I mean, some of it is massaged, the CPI numbers, we know that. But they're not the ones reporting that. They're just giving you this data and giving you a way to chart it out, giving you a way to make a GIF. If you make this kind of stuff, I reckon, and you're into this kind of stuff, I'm on this. I've had, it's helped me in many a political argument. Let's put it that way. Yeah, with people, and they usually just go away when you win, right? They just did it. No one ever like I want to see a debate where, like, two people kind of just start, like, coming closer together. Like, they think they disagree, and they sort of, like, get closer and closer toward agreement. Like, they still have differences. You don't see debates like that very much. I mean, everybody just wants to win, and it's kind of like, it's just the way things are these days. I don't know what it is. It kind of, like, if you want to see just get shocked, go watch, like, Crossfire with Tucker Carlson or something, from, like, 1996 or something like that, or whatever. You'll be just shocked at how calm everything is, and how, like, nobody's fighting and yelling, and it's just like they barely raise their voice, and it's like, oh my gosh, It's like, why can't we be like that again? I mean, like, I don't understand why we have to be. I mean, I get this way too. Don't get me wrong. I want to, I had so much fun. I mean, I was so fed up with Dems and leaving Portland and all that, and wokeness, that I had so much fun with him trolling the libs. It was great. But I mean, come on, you have to tell the truth. I mean, that was terrible. Like, at least one guy knew how to make, like, lemons out of lemonade. So I went ahead and just, like, gave him $20 today because he needs a new phone. Like, he lost his phone in Reno and shit. So fuck it. I bought it anyway. He knew what to do with this bullshit. Like, at least, he takes the socialism and turns it into content. So yeah.
Donald Trump has sent me a letter. We got our money, boys. Donald Trump said so. God bless America.
I mean, at least somebody did something with it. That's pretty clever. I mean, I didn't see that when it came out, but I was watching it, but I never saw that until, like, I don't know, a year ago or something. But that was pretty brilliant. So yeah, I mean, this whole debate. Fuck the debate about is MAGA socialist. MAGA is just MAGA is like socialism on steroids, dude. I mean, that's what MAGA. You can say, well, that wasn't MAGA. Well, what was it then? I mean, okay, like, I'm sorry, I'm gummied out as fuck. I haven't really drank much, but I just cracked open a beer because it's like whatever. But yeah, I just think that this is like insanely stupid. This whole debate. Like, why don't people just realize red and blue suck? I mean, just vote for Rick Astley, dude. He'll never give you up. He'll never make you cry. He'll never let you down. He'll never say goodbye. He'll never run around. He'll never tell a lie. He'll never desert you, and he'll never hurt you. I mean, what is the problem, dude? Why do we got to keep doing this other shit, dude? I'm voting for Rick. That's all I'm saying.